Coronation Street's Catherine Tyldesley reveals Eva Price baby twist in huge revenge drama. A huge storyline kicks off as Aiden and Maria's affair is exposed. Coronation Street's Eva Price discovers that she's pregnant next week, but there's no time for celebration as the surprise baby news coincides with the big reveal of Aiden and Maria's affair. Eva is stunned to realize just how badly she's been betrayed by her boyfriend and former friend, but rather than confront them straight away, she keeps quiet and doesn't say a thing, setting the stage for a huge revenge plot which will run over the summer. Digital Spy and other media recently paid a visit to the Coronation set to hear Catherine Tyldesley, who plays Eva, reveal all the early gossip on this storyline. How does Eva react to Aiden and Maria's betrayal? It's quite extreme, and she very much reverts back to Eva the diva, which is great because when I first came into Coronation Street, she was very much of that ilk. It's nice to see her come back to that and see her feisty side. For me as an actress, it's brilliant to play some really juicy stuff. Is Eva upset or angry? Both. She's always mentioned about the girl rule in the past. She's had several moments where she's spoken about that don't go with somebody else's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. So the fact that Maria, who had become her best friend after losing Kylie, has done this to her, is a massive no-no. Does Eva feel silly, as she did always trust Aiden and Maria together? Yes, massively. She can be quite naive, and she does like to see the good in people, but she does have trust issues, because every boyfriend she's ever had has cheated on her, and her own father walked out on her when she was a toddler. So the bunny boiler gene has been lying dormant for a while, but it's back with a vengeance. In the past, Eva might have gone crying to her mum. Is her reaction quite different now Stella has gone? We see a change of character, really. When Stella was here, she was quite dependent. You do revert to being a child when you're living with your parents sometimes, and she probably would have crumbled. So we see a massive change of character. She's been quite sweet and loved up for a while, but this is it now. She came close to losing it when Jason accused her of cheating, but this is another level. How did it feel when you read the first scripts for Eva's revenge? I was really pleased, but I was literally so scared to turn every page. I was like, oh my god, what is she doing? She's just so extreme in her response. I loved it and I couldn't put it down. With the scripts I'm getting at the moment, I feel so honored and grateful that they're giving me these storylines. Would you have preferred Eva to have taken action straight away after uncovering the affair, rather than keeping quiet? No, this is way better. It's a revenge plot and she wants to hurt Aiden as much as she is hurting. What she's about to do is the best way of doing that, in her own head. What is Eva's end goal? She wants to see Aiden with nothing. She thought he was her Prince Charming and she's given herself to him completely, and then he's done this. So she will stop at nothing to make sure he is deeply, deeply hurt. To make matters even more complicated, there's a surprise pregnancy in the mix. Yes, Eva finds out she's pregnant, so this makes things 10 times worse. If she'd found out she was pregnant a week previous, it would have been all she'd ever wanted. That was her goal, to meet a Prince Charming, settle down and have a family, but now she's discovered this. It's even more heartbreaking. She can't even begin to get her head round the fact that she's pregnant. Does part of Eva think things can get back to normal? It's there within her and I can see it in the way they're writing for her. She's completely torn. It's because she is sweet-natured. Yes, she does have a feisty side, but when she's doing all of these things to get her revenge on Aiden, you just keep seeing flickers of pangs. There are certain things Aiden says and she looks at him and she kind of feels the same way she always felt, but then she'll remember what's happening and she thinks, I can't do this. I really feel for her. She's in a horrendous position, because she does still love him. Adam Barlow also gets involved in Eva's revenge, doesn't he? Yes, and it's been nice working with Sam Robertson, who plays Adam, because we hadn't had much together and he's brilliant. He really dislikes Aiden, so he says to Eva, if we screw him over together, we might get more than you would on your own. Eva is really reluctant, but he's quite charming and manages to twist her arm. Even though Eva is plotting, could we still see a wedding for her and Aiden? I couldn't possibly say at this time. But I'd love a big Corey wedding. I've always said that. If Eva was your mate, what advice would you give her? If she'd come to me and revealed the revenge plan she has in her head, I'd have told her not to do it. I'd probably have said, just walk away, have an amazing life, and show him what an amazing person you are and what he's missing. But the things she's doing, I'd have advised her not to do. They've just got backfire written all over them. Eva wants to take Aiden for everything he's got. She just wants him to really, really hurt. When I get the scripts, I'm just cringing at it all. It's wonderful, it's brilliantly written, and it's very Eva. There must be occasions where Eva just wants to blurt it all out to Aiden. Yes, totally. She's on the verge of a panic attack in most scenes, because she has to keep her cool and lie the whole time. Obviously it's really awkward, because Aiden is completely unaware. He still wants to go in for a kiss and be intimate, and it's just making her feel sick. But it's great to play as an actress. Eva has got quite a good poker face. Could Maria be targeted by Eva too? At the moment, it's more Aiden. Because Eva is pregnant as well, that's making things 10 times worse, and she's more angry. But there are always lots of little opportunities to hurt Maria, and she will take them. There's some great stuff coming up. Would you like us to ever meet Eva's dad? He walked out when she was 3. She's spoken about that in previous episodes, saying he just packed his bags and went. That's something I've always thought I'd love Corey to do, to bring him in. So I hope they do bring in Eva's dad, because he has a lot to answer for. There were few details about why he walked out, as Stella said very little about it. Would you like to see Stella back? I'd love that. It'd be great if Michelle Collins and Sue Johnson both came back as Stella and Gloria. I loved working with them so much. If Eva decides to try taking over the business as part of her revenge, how do you think she'd cope running Underworld? I think she'd probably make a pig's ear of it. I think she'd need help, although she'd have great ideas. It would probably go more down the Ann Summers route. If she took over Underworld, it would go down a much saucier road. Would you like Eva to have more ambition for herself now? Yeah, because she's never really had that. Her focus in life has always been having a boyfriend, so it would be really nice for her to find something to be passionate about. So maybe something like Underworld. We've not seen that side of Eva. I've always thought she'd be great at mobile spray tanning, that sort of thing. She needs to find an outlet. Will Eva be less obsessed with boyfriends now? She's always had that father figure issue and felt that something's been missing, so she's always wanted a man in her life. That is part of the reason she's been so bad at relationships. I think it terrifies her, the thought of being on her own. But I do think this will make her stronger.